So our readings on the fourth Sunday of Advent focus on the royalty of Jesus, how he is a descendant from the Davidic line of kings. And the first reading is from the book of Micah. The book of Micah was written in the 8th century BC, just before the Assyrian invasion. And there, Micah is warning about social injustices and the impending invasion. But amidst this turmoil, we have our passage from today where Micah prophesies a king, a shepherd king, to be born in Bethlehem, the hometown of David. You know, the prophecy also makes mention of the mother of this great Davidic king. It's saying, when she who is to give birth was born, the gospel will pick up this allusion as the pregnant queen mother, Mary, visits her cousin Elizabeth. Our second reading is from Hebrews. The letter of Hebrews, it's disputed as to who wrote it. Traditionally, Paul. Many think it was a different author, but they were writing to the Jewish community that was under persecution and tempted to renounce Christianity and go back to their Jewish ways. And the letter emphasizes the superiority of the sacrifice of Christ over all the Old Testament sacrifices. The passage that we read this Sunday reflects the purpose of Christ coming into the world, that Christ came to offer his body once and for all, a definitive sacrifice that will put an end to all animal sacrifice and change the covenant economy from one focused on external observances, animal sacrifices and things, to one that's focused on obedience to the will of God, obedience from the depths of our heart. The gospel reading is taken from the Gospel of Luke. It is the story of Mary's visitation to her cousin Elizabeth. The passage is filled with joy and expectation as both women recognize the significance of their pregnancies. This moment encapsulates the joy of the Advent season as it anticipates the fulfillment of God's promise through the incarnation. The leaping of John the Baptist in Elizabeth's womb signifies the recognition of Jesus' presence, highlighting the theme of joy and transformative power of God's presence. In this passage, Elizabeth treats Mary as the royalty that she is. Keep in mind, socially speaking, Elizabeth was of a higher standing than Mary. Elizabeth was older. She was married to a high-ranking priest of the Jewish temple. Mary was younger and just betrothed to a carpenter out in nowhere land of Nazareth. But Elizabeth greets Mary as the mother of my Lord, the queen mother. In ancient Israel, it was the queen mother. It was the mother of the king who was the queen rather than his wife. Here, our Catholic custom of venerating Mary as the queen shows it begins in her lifetime with the veneration of Elizabeth. So these readings that we have today invite us to reflect on the significance of Christ's coming and the transformative power of God's love and presence in the world.